What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me. I want to talk about a massive volume spike in XRP, why that might be happening. I also want to cover the lawsuit and why I think it could reach the Supreme Court. Cryptocurrency analyst that predicted the bull market of 2020 is buying XRP right now. Pretty bullish on that. And then is the Bank of International Settlements confirming Ripple net? You'll have to be the judge of that. Let's hop right into it. In my first video, just 2 hours ago, guys, I was saying Bitcoin, I think, is on the way down to 11K now. It was at 21.4K 2 hours ago. Now it's at 20.8K. We're seeing the market dump in real time. And on the plus side, you guys got to look at this as a positive. There's going to be really good buying opportunities. Take a listen to this clip from Gary Gensler and the senator.
Or that some are securities. To me, a stablecoin doesn't meet the second prong of the Howey test, that there has to be an expectation of profits from the investment. And so if it doesn't meet the Howey test, it looks to me like it's not a security. Now, maybe you've got a good argument for why some are and some aren't. My whole point is, I think we need to have clarity on this. I think you should publicly disclose this. Apparently, there are private conversations where you work with people who are proposing particular structures and you give them advice, or your staff gives them advice. I just think we ought to have that publicly, and we certainly shouldn't be taking enforcement action against somebody without having first provided.
Gary Gensler being told he's stupid in a very diplomatic way. How are you going to have private conversations with these entities, giving them tips and tricks on how to navigate the system and not provide that publicly? To create innovation, to foster this innovative technology that companies like Ripple are leveraging, we need to have this public knowledge and infrastructure on what we can and can't do. And regulatory enforcement is not the way to go about that. The law is on our side. As always, guys, I give away $10 in XRP every day on the channel. So if you want to enter the giveaway, just like the video, subscribe with notifications on, and comment anything in the YouTube comments below. Moving forward, let's talk about this volume spike. $680 million spike. Right here. However, XRP recently saw a massive spike in trading volume, indicating a potential breakout from the channel. Now, let's hypothesize. Why do you think there's a massive volume spike? It could be because of all of these developments that we are seeing with the lawsuit. It definitely isn't because people are bullish that crypto is turning around. Just look at what I was saying about Bitcoin. It's bleeding out in real time. But people are still buying XRP for a reason. Guys, I've just enabled channel memberships. There's a join button next to the subscribe button. By joining that, not only do you support me, but I'm going to do bi-weekly live streams where you can call into my live stream. I'll talk about relevant news, and then I have a live call-in number. You can ask questions, bounce ideas off me. And I want to say shout out to Jeffrey Holman, sorry, my first VIP supporter. Shout out to you, man. So if you guys want to participate in these live streams, the live call-in shows, join the channel via the button below. All right, back to the content. Speaking of buying XRP, let's talk about the popular cryptocurrency analyst who predicted the crypto market recovery. His name is Don Alt, and he accurately predicted the cryptocurrency market recovery after starting to accumulate Bitcoin in late 2020. He has now revealed that he is accumulating XRP. Okay, here's a tweet from him. He says, "I've been buying a bunch more XRP." This was just from 12 hours ago. 37 cents. Gib $1. I think he's saying like, give me $1. Not far-fetched at all to think in the very short term XRP could hit $1. If you guys keep in mind, about 2 years ago, XRP went from 30 cents up to like $1.80 when people were buying the token for the Flare airdrop. That was just for an airdrop. Once there's regulatory clarity, the floodgates will open and it will be way more massive. Speaking of buying XRP, if you guys need an exchange, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure, and it's where I buy my XRP every single day. So if you need a spot for digital assets, there's a link to Uphold in the video description below. Ripple whales are moving 100 million XRP. And we have this tweet here from this lawyer, okay? He breaks down where the lawsuit's at in this current development that came out this week. Now, he uses a lot of legal jargon, so I'm going to use ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, to break down this guy's Twitter thread, because personally it didn't make much sense to me, and I don't think most of us are lawyers. Okay, so imagine you and your friend are arguing about something, like whether or not it's going to rain tomorrow. You both ask other people for their opinions to try and prove your point, but sometimes the things that people say aren't allowed to be used in the argument because they aren't helpful or don't follow the rules. For example, if someone says, "I know it's going to rain tomorrow because a unicorn told me so," You can't use that information because it's not a good reason. So in a legal case about XRP, some people have had opinions about the rules that applied and what might happen in the future. But some of these opinions weren't allowed to be used. They're referring to the SEC expert witnesses that were struck down. Some of these opinions weren't allowed to be used in the case because they didn't follow the rules. Like if someone said, I know people bought XRP because they love the color blue, without having a good reason to think that. The case is now more complicated because there are conflicting opinions, and it might have to go to a full trial to figure out what is right. But one person who helped argue against the rules, John Deaton, being used in the case, was very good at his job and helped a lot of people support their argument in reference to his amicus brief for the 76,000 XRP holders. So guys, I have a question for you. If this case goes to trial, do you genuinely believe we could see this case go to the Supreme Court and we could see a new legal precedent on what it means to be a security in this modern age? The Howey test is from 1940. How can you apply a test from 1940 about orange groves? The Howey test, if you don't know, it was a guy that had an orange farm and he basically sold the rights to the oranges to people. So he'd sell like, oh, you own all the oranges that come from this tree. How can you compare that ancient analogy to blockchain technology? Maybe it's general enough where you can just apply it. Personally, I think we could see a new law, potentially the Ripple test, after this case goes to the Supreme Court. But let me know in the comment section below, Supreme Court or not. Digital Asset Investor said, and if you guys use Twitter, give me a follow on Twitter. I link my Twitter in the video description below. But if you ever want me to cover certain information or a certain topic, the best way to contact me is just tweeting me. He says, this is an aha moment for me because I remember the exact moment that I even heard the security thing as an issue with regard to XRP, and you'll never guess who floated it. Look at this. Mr. Gensler is set to say in a speech at MIT on Monday that the second and third most widely used cryptocurrencies, Ether and Ripple, have most likely been issued and traded in violation of American securities regulations. He says there's a strong case for both of them, but particularly Ripple. They are non-compliant securities, he said in an interview. He believes Bitcoin, the original virtual currency, can remain exempt from securities regulations. And it's really mind-boggling that this guy is the one holding back innovation in the USA with the blockchain technology because he formerly was a Wall Street regulator. He is with the same powers that want to hold this back. In the early days of the internet, people thought it would only be used for email. People called for internet bans. And we're seeing this from Wall Street banks now with crypto. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, about 6 months ago, he absolutely shredded Bitcoin. And then it was revealed that same week that this guy shredded Bitcoin, what did JP Morgan do? They made the biggest Bitcoin purchase they had ever made. So these people will lie to your face. They will mislead you because they don't want you to have these assets that are going to be revolutionary and change the world. Moving forward, where's my next story? Okay, right here. Take a listen to this clip. Bank of International Settlements Innovation Summit. This guy says, I could be wrong, but it seems and smells and feels like the Bank of International Settlements is confirming Ripple Net to me. And if you guys are still watching the video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you want daily uploads, subscribe. I'm not just asking, but when you guys smash that like button, when you subscribe, it gives me feedback to know I'm putting out good content. And if the numbers aren't there, then I know I need to change something. So thank you in advance for giving me that feedback. Let's take a listen.
The payment system. So that's just one example. And the idea that we insist that licensed financial institutions are the only ones who provide financial services. So these are some of the ways we've done it. When it comes to KYC, AML, CFT, we have taken our requirements and also tried to, tear them up in a way that allows very small transactions on the back of mobile money to be done with very little KYC requirements. But then we restrict the transaction sizes. We restrict the limits. We have limits on transaction size, on daily limits, and we keep track on these transactions. So we've tried to marry some of these objectives. The other thing we've done is ourselves as a central bank to invest in infrastructure, in public goods, in addition to regulation. We've invested in, for example, an interoperable framework and infrastructure in the payments system through a wholly owned subsidiary. All the telcos, all of the mobile money operators, all of the fintechs, except those who are too small to connect directly to it, and all the banks are connected to this interoperable framework. Now that allows seamless transfer of money across the system, across all networks.
Seamlessly transferring money across all networks. This is coming after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said yesterday that we will have real-time payments very soon. So you guys be the judge of this. Do you think this guy, Mr. Man XRP, is reaching when he says that the Bank of International Settlements is confirming RippleNet? Keep in mind, they can't actually tell you guys, oh yeah, we're going to use RippleNet in the future, because imagine what that would do to the volatility of XRP. That would induce FOMO, people would be buying it like crazy, and they're not going to tell you that these things are enacted until they've already done it. That's how these big global organizations work. If you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. God bless you all. Comment God bless or whoever your higher power is, God bless in the comment section below. I really do appreciate when you watch the full video. It helps the channel a lot, so thank you in advance. And if you guys want $41 guaranteed for free, it's a great offer. You just sign up with Webull, deposit a penny. You can get up to $3,000 in free stocks. Typically, you're just going to get $40 to $300, but it's a great offer just for signing up, depositing a penny, guaranteed $40 in minimum values of free stocks. Sell your stocks, close your account, do whatever you want, but don't miss out on this great offer. It does end soon. Link in the video description below. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. Until next time.